We're deep in the heart of Wisconsin winter, and if you're feeling the winter blues, I sure have before, you're not alone. Joining us now to talk about seasonal affective disorder is Christy Harris from Gunderson Health System. Good morning, Christy.
Good morning.
Thanks for being with us here today. So tell us exactly what is seasonal affective disorder and how does it differ from just feeling down?
Yeah, so seasonal affective disorder is typically something that folks will see in the changing of the seasons. It can happen all times of the year, but we typically, in the Midwest, typically see it more so at this time of the year. And it's a little bit different because we can go from just kind of having some down days. When we're talking about having the seasonal affective disorder, that's something that might last a little bit longer than just kind of feeling a little down or blue.
Now, is that a little bit based on the darkness that comes in as well, the lack of sunshine during the day? And
yeah, that definitely plays a big part of it. What we tend to notice is that oftentimes we can be lacking some of the vitamin D that we get from the natural sunlight, right? So that might be something that a provider could suggest to folks to take a little bit extra of during this time of the year. And then also just open up the blinds, try to get as much of that natural light as possible. And when we do get the nice weather, like that's going to be hopefully coming soon, take advantage of that and get some fresh air, maybe go outside for a little walk or something like that.
What are some of the signs we could watch out for?
So some of the signs are very similar to what we would see with depression. So you might see people kind of isolating or withdrawing a bit. You might see some folks that are wanting to sleep a little bit too much, maybe not getting enough sleep. Food can change for people. Some people don't want to eat. Other people, this is the time that a lot of people will start to crave kind of that carb-rich type foods. So those are a few of the symptoms that we can be experiencing.
All right. So also, I mean, a lot of folks are trying to limit their alcohol content. They're also trying to limit the food that they eat, you know. How does that affect folks?
So I think that those are good things. You know, when we look at alcohol itself, that can be depressive for some folks. So if we're already feeling kind of down, that can make it a little bit worse. And then watching the food that we eat, if we really want to try to take good care of ourselves so that we don't get in kind of that depressive state, really making sure that we're eating well, a nice balanced meal, we're getting good sleep, we're keeping ourselves hydrated, and trying to stay as active as we can definitely help.
And when would you say is a good time for someone to reach out to a professional for help when they're feeling these symptoms?
First of all, if you've ever had seasonal affective disorder, you are more prone at having that again. So if you've had that before in the past, definitely reach out before the season even comes so that you can have that conversation in advance. But if you start to notice something yourself, or if you see a loved one or someone you care about that might be experiencing some of these symptoms, the sooner that you can reach out, the better. I always tell people we care about our physical health so much. We go to the doctor for that all the time. We all have mental health, and some days are a little bit stronger than others. So there's lots of great things out there to help us get through these months when we might be feeling a little down.
All right. Well, how do folks get a hold of you? How do they reach you?
The best thing that someone could do is to go ahead and call their primary care provider. Would be a really great place to start and get an appointment to get in and be seen.
Okay. And seasonal affective disorder, the acronym for that is SAD. What are some misconceptions about SAD that you'd like to clear up?
Yeah, so I think one of the big things is that people just take it as you're just feeling a little down, or this is just winter, and we just expect people to be able to pick themselves up by their bootstraps. You know, that's the big saying, pick yourself up by the bootstraps and just get through it. And in some cases, maybe some people can just kind of like power through it. In other cases, it's not so easy for some people. So I think the biggest message that I would like to share with people is seasonal affective disorder is a disorder, and it deals with our mental illness, which can affect our physical health. Not something to mess around with. If we have any signs or symptoms, get in and be seen and help others that we might notice the signs and symptoms for too.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Christy, for being here with us today.
Thank you.